Hi, good evening, and thanks a lot for joining today's webinar. We welcome you all Tata Tele Business Service Rubik Forum, and today's theme is about bounce back with technology advantage. About forum, Rubik Forum, a customer engagement education initiative across the city, where industry leaders from from across business vertical convention discussing how digital technology are being used, deliver complying products and service, connecting faster with customers and optimization cost. This forum are an engagement platform for our customer, wherein on a continuous basis, KTBS try to understand their challenges, provide them with the relevant digital solutions. Preventing the current global situation, effective operating with limited capacity. Our smart solution will enable you to efficiently work from home to meet the end of your customers and organization need. Before we start the presentation, I will take through a live poll. You have 4 questions will be displayed on your screen with multiple choice option. You have to select minimum 3 options and submit your opinion. If you can see your right hand side screen, first is the full screen button, second is about us, third is poll button. So you have to click on the poll button. You can see the poll overhead, and your first poll is here we go. Which of our product and solution are of your interest? I repeat the question. Which of our product and solution are of your interest? First is cybersecurity, second is IoT solution, fleet tracking, school bus tracking, workforce tracking, assess tracking. Third is voice connectivity for remote access. Fourth is internet dedicated bandwidth. And Zoom. You have 30 seconds to answer this question. Thank you so much for your answer. Next poll, please. The next poll is which of our product and solutions, some technical glitch. Next poll, please. What are the top 3 areas of investment for your company? First is hiring to meet demand, upgrading technology, software and hardware, upgrading infrastructure, internet, cloud, connectivity and other telecom solutions, operations and marketing and sales. So 30 seconds to answer the poll. Twenty seconds left. Ten seconds left. Out of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much. Next poll, please. Which of following Tata Tele service offer are you aware of? Repeat the question. Which of following Tata Tele service offering are you aware of? First is collaboration solution, Zoom, web conferencing solution, smart flow, etc. IoT solution, Feast, Assist, vehicle tracking, cloud, and SaaS, cloud CRM, digital survey, live chat, etc. and security services. You have 30 seconds to answer this poll. Run starts now. 20 seconds left. 10 seconds left. On the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much. Last, not the least, you have to go for the same poll button. What are the top 3 trends that currently impact your industry? I repeat the question. What are the top 3 trends currently impact your industry? First is digital transformation, second is code description, third is availability of finance, fourth is business continuance and operation releases, and fifth is business growth. 30 seconds to answer this poll. 20 seconds left. 10 seconds left. On the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much for the poll. Now I request Mr. Amit and Mr. Manish Kotiar to take a session of further. Thank you.
Mr. Manish Kotiar is a solution specialist for Mumbai. Manish, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Amit. Am I loud and clear?
You're very much audible. Can continue.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So sorry, Manish. Yeah. Before setting the context for the event, we will have Q&A followed by the presentation. So if you have any questions to be asked, you can please write it to us in the chat box. The chat box is on the right corner. Thank you. Manish, can start. Thank you.
Thanks. Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Manish. Okay, I'm with Outbound Business Services for almost 7 years now, with the industry experience of around 18 years. I have certification from the leading OEMs, from Cisco, Juniper, cloud service providers, and working with Tata Tele Business Services is good for me. The reason is because there are so much of products and services which are evolving in this organization, and we are happy to impart this knowledge and solutions to our customers. Okay, primarily focusing on the SME segment. So today's topic, which talks about bounce back technology advantage. Okay, this is the topic which we're going to discuss about. And we're going to talk about how this solution is so beneficial to the customer during this pandemic situation where we all are at home, and we are in a no-way situation where we want to work, but there are some challenges. Now, with those challenges, how those can be mitigated, and what is the best solution that can be offered. So we'll be giving a brief about it, and if you have any questions, probably you can write to us. We can make use of the chat box. You can ask me a question. Probably I'll be glad to answer your questions. So here we go. Okay. So as you can see here today, there are a lot of business challenges in this pandemic situation. and this is something which can be so on and so forth. Okay, going ahead also today we have corona, so tomorrow we can have a number of calamity situation wherein there could be a lot of business challenges. So typically in today's scenario, what is the biggest challenge is we are facing is that physical travel. That means we are not able to move to our office. Okay, so when we are not able to travel, okay, there is a lot of challenges which we are faced. The first stage is that we are not able to have an accessibility to the voice infrastructure. So when I say voice infrastructure, it typically talks about the telephone lines, the IP infrastructure which is there in your office, okay, which is used to make a traditional voice call. Secondly, when I talk about data, okay, so where you have your applications hosted on your office premises, okay, you are not able to have an accessibility to that because you are not able to physically travel to that location. So one way we have data, that is data, and the other side we have voice. Okay, so at this situation we are not able to have both this uh, infrastructure not being accessible. In order to have a third way around where you are not able to communicate with your customers or with your partners, okay, in your office premises. Okay, so that also becomes a challenge. So how do you going to mitigate that? And fourth thing is that there are certain organizations who would like to track their employees, okay, because they are primarily into the fleet management, so they want to track their employees. Now, this being standstill, we need to know what the productivity is, how they're going to manage. So these are some of the typical challenges which we face. Now, in targeting business services, what we're going to do is we're going to work on a process which will eliminate these challenges, and it's going to make life simpler for the SME segment. So how are we going to do that? So here we're going to categorize this into three sections. Okay, one section typically will talk about the voice infrastructure, the second one the data, and third is going to be on the managed services part. So what are the challenges and what are the possible solutions which we can offer in this current situation? The first challenge, as I mentioned, that we are not able to make use of your office infrastructure. There are certain users who are using their toll-free numbers. Okay, they are not able to make use of that. They are unable to receive or make any outbound calls. The user is not able to track the agent's productivity due to the lack of infrastructure. And that being in the office scenario, he would be able to track the productivity. But this in this lockdown situation, okay, they are not able to do the tracking of the individual agent. So what are the possible solutions that we can offer in TTBS? The first thing is that for the office voice infrastructure, okay, users can sit at home and they can have a VPN connectivity and they can have an accessibility to the voice infrastructure. Second thing is that you can forward the calls from your office PBX to your mobile. That becomes a typical workaround where any incoming call is coming, you are just making a forwarding to your mobile. That is one of the options. The third one is that direct inward and outward system access points can be explored. This is desired user. So this is one of the feature of the PBX where we terminate our PRI lines, okay, and you do make use of this feature where you are able to receive and make outbound calls. So these are the typical solutions which are available. What is that we are offering data business services? So in data business, telebusiness services, we are offering the hosted solutions. Okay, but these solutions which I spoke prior, okay, these are all legacy-based solutions. In database solutions, what we are doing is we're doing a transformation from on-premises typically to a cloud solution so that your office infrastructure is not being disturbed. See, it may so happen today, this pandemic is a short duration of time, and going forward, you're going to go to your office. That doesn't mean that you're going to go on and off, on and off. Okay, change the solution. So what you can do is you can parallelly build a solution in the cloud, make use of it in the time you want to use it, and once your office is up and running, you move back to your original setup. So this is a workaround which we have done on the cloud, and so that is why we are offering cloud-based solutions to our customers. So these are the solutions which are available with us. We are going to talk in detail about that and how it can be beneficial to the SMEs. So traditional, as you know, that if you want to connect to an office, you can see here a user. Make use of pointers, so that will be make the best. Here's a pointer. Okay. So typically, a user is sitting at here and he wants to make use of his office infrastructure for making an outbound call. What he does is he makes use of his own internet, gets connected to a client as an SSL client, and we are ensuring that it's a secured mode of connectivity. Then what he does is he gets connected to his office structure, okay, where you have a router. This is on the internet. He gets connected here. Once he's been connected, he dials to this office IPVPX and is able to make an outbound calls. So this is actually a solution which is temporary in nature, and going forward, this solution may not be a foolproof or a workable solution because this is a short-term solution which the government has given an approval for this, only for this time period of COVID. So we can very well make use of this solution for till the time period is there. But the main important point is you need to disclose the information about the agent. Okay, what is his IP address, who is the service provider, what is his address, the calls has to be recorded. So there are many norms which you need to make a note of that. So this is one of the traditional solutions which has been offered across. The second one is, as I mentioned, that you can make use of a DISA-DOSA concept. Okay, where what you do is you log into the Office PBX. Okay, it will register you, know that you are the registered user for that, and from that you are able to make a inbound and an outbound call. So this is a feature of a PBX. So what you do is from your mobile number, you dial to your office number, you get yourself registered. Once you're registered, you just have to make use of your mobile TTMF, and then you're able to make a call. So here what happens is the number which is reflecting at the other end is actually the number which is your office number, which is the number which the service provider, that is service provider, has provided you, and that same number has been reflecting at the other end. So this is one of the variant wherein you are able to make an outbound calls using an office infrastructure. So what I'm talking about, these things are all legacy-based solutions which were erstwhile been working across. This is the hosted solution what we talk about. Okay, so as we know that everybody wants to have an inbound and an outbound call. Okay, now in a lockdown situation, okay, many organizations go for a toll-free kind of a services where they have a toll-free number which they have taken from a service provider, and that has been configured in their office premises. Due to this lockdown situation, they are not able to make use of that. So what we are doing is that we are telling the user to migrate to our cloud services. We offer the customer his existing toll-free number, or it can be a new toll-free number, or it can be forwarded to a cloud solution. So as you can see here, the user calls a toll-free number. He is being given the option to press 1, 2, 3. Based on that options, okay, the call has been routed to the respective agents. Now these respective agents will be anywhere across India. Okay, what we do is we configure the mobile number of the agent, and the user is seamlessly able to have a call. So this becomes an incoming call. I give a call on the toll-free number. It is routed to a tree. Once it has been routed to a tree, I punch the option. With this punching this option, I'm given the option where I can speak to the customer agent and my queries are being addressed. So as you can see, they're moving my existing infrastructure. I'm just moving it to the cloud and making the best use of this particular services. Now the beauty is that there is no additional capex which I am going to invest on this. Everything is being offered by the service provider because it primarily works on the OPEX model. Subsequently, if it may so happen, the communication is always a two-way communication. Now in this scenario, the customer is approaching the organization and is able to talk to the agent. In a similar scenario, it may so happen the agent would like to talk to the customer. But what happens is the traditional approach is that the agent will make use of his mobile number and call the agent. It may so happen that seeing this number, okay, the personal information of the agent is passed to the end customer. So that is not you would not like to have that. So what we do is the agent will just log into the hosted platform. Okay, he will get himself check that he is a genuine user of that organization. Once the authentication has been done, he will use a DTMF of his own mobile number and is able to dial the end user. Now the beauty here is that the system, my dialer, actually will dial a number. It will not showcase the agent's number. It will showcase the number on which the PRI has been configured. So it can be any number. Okay, the number which has been configured in the dialer, the agent is able to make use of that. So as you can see here, the entire setup is moved to the cloud. There is no disturbance which is happening. Okay, it is a seamless process which has been running across, and the services are up and running. Here, my customer agent from the customer doesn't have to shift to a location. sitting at home is able to have an incoming and outgoing calls both together. In this way, it has been addressed. So case study is on the IT/ITS front is similarly where they are looking out for Office IPPX for the agents who are working remotely from the home. Okay, we were able to offer them the hosted IVR solution where a tree was been designed for them, and there was a rotational shift which was maintained because they wanted operations 24/5, that is from Monday to Friday, and with the morning shift from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and the second shift from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. So this is how the tree was created. The agents were being mapped, and accordingly it was done in a very flawless manner. So today what has happened is that they are able to address their customers. The agents sitting at home, they are able to work in shift, and the allocation has been done. The beauty is that we have not disturbed the internal setup of the customer. What we have done is we have made use of this cloud platform and ensured that the services have been offered without disturbing their internal setup. The second case study which I'll be talking about is of Vivo Mobile. So Vivo Mobile was actually looking out for IVR kind of a solution for a 100-seater call center in 2 different locations in UP. They wanted the local number to land on a PRA with an IVR option. Also, they wanted the number of calls to be landed a month with the number of end users. So they wanted to do a load balancing kind of a system using state-based routing. So this was one of the feature which was actually done on our cloud-based solution, okay, by offering our hosted IVR services and TFN. TFN is a toll-free number and hosted IVR, which is a combination of cloud services. So in this manner, we were able to create a process press one for UPS, one for UP. So the segregation was already been done at the IVR level. The second is they wanted to have an office hours kind of a recording which would play after 6 p.m. But our working hours are from 9:30 to 6. So that was also being taken care. So any call which was coming after 6 hours, it was automatically a notification was given. An IVR was playing, sitting there. The working hours is so and so. So echo and they wanted some 100 channels for incoming and outgoing as well as 50 concurrent calls. So everything, if you see in terms of the requirement, everything was been achieved. Okay, we were able to address the entire requirement of the customer without disturbing their existing infrastructure. So the point here which I want to emphasize here is that you will not have to disturb your existing infrastructure. Whatever goes in lines. Okay, we are just creating an overlay solution in the cloud where you make use of the services as and when you require it. When you that your life is coming back to normalcy, you can come back, roll over to your existing setup. If you feel that the cloud solution is a far more matured solution which is able to address your requirement, then it becomes the ideal solution for you. So these are some of our logos which you can see here: Subnet, Siemens, Saracen, Spencer. So these are some of the logos which are already there with us. So one solution which we are actually working across is it's an outbound dialer, okay, which is situated in the cloud, typically for a call center kind of a setup where they want to make any outbound calls, okay. And how a call center works is you have agents, you have a leads which have been assigned to them. There is an admin who will upload the lead. They will do the calling accordingly. They will make a notes, okay. So a typical call center, how it works across. So the same thing has been built up here. Now the difference between the on-premises and cloud is that the agent is free. Okay, he's able to sit anywhere across any location. There is no bondage with that. Okay, so he sits wherever he want to sit. So he can address the calls wherever he want to. Okay, the admin is able to see the productivity of the agent who logs in, and he's able to have a seamless understanding in those lines. Okay, so these are some of the features which we talk about a hosted PBX can offer. Okay. As you see that this is typically for a call center kind of a setup where due to this COVID situation scenario, they are not able to make use of their office infrastructure. So we have built something in parallel in the cloud. They are able to make use of this solution. So Maxco is one of the outsourcing company who was looking out wherein they want the agents to be connected with the customer, uploaded by a supervisor and generate leads from working from home. So as you can see, working from home has not stopped the marketing calls. You're yet able to receive the calls. Why? Because with this kind of a setup, you're able to make all the outbound calls. All the marketing calls can be addressed through this, okay, where you can touch base your customer, okay, you can update the leads, and the same thing can be done. So this is a solution which is readily available with us. You just have to subscribe for how many channels you're looking out for, and it is good to fly on real-time basis. Shopping 800. Shopping 800 was also into a customer care solution. They wanted to connect with their customers, okay, for their home users, okay. Supervisors, they also wanted supervisors to count on the calls, the number of customers connected, and the recording. So recording is one of the mandatory feature. Okay, so this solution, what we are offering, we have offers you the recording feature. The recording stays in our cloud for 1 month. The analysis, the individual agents report, this is some of the important parameters which you can check the productivity of the agent. Those things are available for a period of 9 months with the entire analytics. So in this manner, we were able to address the shopping 800s requirement. So this we spoke about the voice infrastructure. Now we'll be talking something in terms of the challenges which can be mitigated on the data infrastructure part. So as I said that in the beginning, the challenges is that you're not able to make use of the data infrastructure. That means you're not able to have the applications which are posted, not able to have an accessibility to that because you're not going to office. The employees are working remotely from home. They are accessing the SIP services from smart office. They're not able to access the cloud service provider connectivity. So what in Tata Telebusiness Services is that we have a solutions which will ensure the productivity of the end user. Where sitting at home, he is able to have an accessibility to all the data applications which are hosted in these office premises. So the first solution talks about the remote access secure virtual private network which we have designed. As you can see here that this is an MPLS network which the customer is already having, and he has been having this across all his predefined office locations. So when you are in your office network, you can access this particular network and you can access the applications. But sitting at home, no, this is a private network, this is a public network. So how this integration can be done is something which is very challenging. So what we have done is we have done this integration. We're sitting at home. You can see the end user here. He just has to download one client. It's a one-time activity. He enters the credentials, it is user ID, password, and once it has been authenticated here, he is able to connect here. So once he's connected here, automatically what will happen is the connectivity is established here. He is able to have an accessibility to this applications. So as you can see here, sitting at home, what this person is doing is that he is able to have entire application accessibility, okay, and he is able to work seamlessly from home. So what are the benefits? So when you say benefits, okay, first thing is that it is secure, okay, because it's a private network, and here we are giving an IPsec tunnel with all the credentials inserted in them with this cipher parameters. There is no capex because it is working in an OPEX model. This is just a software. These two important parameters, that is jitter and latency, are very used. And here you can see that the end-to-end, it's a managed services what we offer. So today, many challenges occurs here that no, we have the managed services where we can give the end-to-end support to the end customer. So the advantage here that my user doesn't have to run here and there with some different service provider. He gets connected to one user and is able to get the full services. As you can see here that today we have multiple cloud players. Okay, one is Amazon Web Services, IBM Software, Google Cloud, Microsoft Azure. This is a cloud service providers. Now these service providers were already connected on our MPLS cloud, and our customer is already making use of this particular solution. So what happened is that what happens here is that we are connected here, and my user, okay, who is on the MPLS cloud and connected to this CSPs, okay, he is having an accessibility to it. Now a situation arises that the user has gone off and he wants to still have an accessibility. So that is pretty much simple. We adopt the same procedure. He gets connected to the SSL client which we are offering him. He gets connected to a SIG node, okay, where we create an IP6 session, that is a secured mode of connectivity. Once he gets connected, he is automatically integrated to the MPLS cloud and is able to have an accessibility to all the CSPs. Now, the question here is that what are the benefits that we are able to get through it. Now, the benefit here is that we are having a secure mode of connectivity. There is no additional capex. The work works in a very controlled environment. Jitter, latency are the parameters which are easily controlled in this private network, and there is ease of use, which is very essential for us because it is nothing cumbersome here. We are able to manage things in a very secured manner. Okay, this is the benefit of going ahead with this solution. So remote access internet is one of the variants wherein the customer would like to make use of internet as a tool and have an accessibility to his office premises. So as you can see on the right hand side, we have the employees, they are sitting at their home and they only have a mode of communication is their broadband, their 3G, 4G kind of a connectivity. So what we can do here is we can install one appliance, a Fortinet appliance at the customer location with the internet bundled with them, and we can incorporate all the policies which are in their office infrastructure. So the benefit here is that the device and internet is provided by Tata Tele Business Services. The end-to-end support is provided by us. So if you're talking about a connectivity, we give the client, we are able to establish a connectivity, we are able to manage the portal, manage the devices. So my customer doesn't have to depend on any third party. The start-to-end services are provided by us. So what my customer has to do is he just has to procure the licenses for the number of employees and we are good to go live. So this box comes free of cost. We don't charge anything for the box. We just have to ensure that what kind of bandwidth we are looking out for and how many licenses are that we are looking out for. So the pricing is only for the internet bandwidth and how many license you want. These are the two prices. This everything is been offered by us. Box today if you have 50 users and the box limitation is of 50 users, tomorrow if it is 100 users, I will change the box without a zero additional cost to my customer. So these are the features of the endpoint security solution which we are offering. So today, as you know, that everyone is using laptop at their home, they're using their own internet. Okay, but the main source of any kind of a malicious traffic becomes a laptop. Okay, so with the endpoint solution, what we are doing is we are safeguarding the infrastructure equipments of the organization's end user. So today, if I'm going to, if my organization wants to secure my network, okay. So what my organization will do is they will incorporate a secure endpoint solution. So with that endpoint solution, whatever the security policies which are need to be incorporated will be pushed. So as you can see, it has the features of antivirus, anti-spam, device control, data loss prevention, URL filtering, web reputation, folders encryption, unauthorized change. So these are some of the features which we are getting in this kind of a setup, and we are able to do a working here. So typically when we talk about any organization to start off with, okay, so there are certain challenges which if you want to start off any small organization. So if I want to start an organization, what I will do is I will juggle with many devices, technology and vendors, okay, because I will be doing a lot of research work. I will spend time on researching the best applications and hardware, earn capex on hardware, because if I am not aware and someone suggests me that this is a good hardware, then I'll have a lot of investment on that. And in order to I'll burn a lot of capex on the hardware and software, and then I'll pay some EMC for that. And then the second challenge is that I will always think about how I can minimize my fixed cost and pay as you go model. That is something which will keeping on coming in my mind. When things go wrong, they chase multiple providers for support and troubleshooting. They ensure that the staff is using internet and voice for the improving the productivity. So these are basically typically the challenges which we are facing when we start off a small business. So at Tata Tele Business Services, we have a solution which is called Office in a Box. It's a foolproof mechanism which has all the features when an organization is looking out for. a simple a box that does it all. Okay, so and if they are proposing any box, it should be that no, it should be certified from a hardware, a storage, and application from leaders in the enterprise business. There will be no apex or copex in terms of free or no risk of obsolescence. It should be best and transparent plans, and it should be able to scale up. We should have one point of contact so that no, I don't run pillar to post to finding out what is the problem. It's the problem with the A person, B person, C person. So these are some of the challenges which we need to mitigate. Then of course we should have the feature of voice recording in internet restrictions, firewall, and unified threats. So these are some of the features which typically an organization will look out for starting up and starting up his own office. So what is that we can offer? So we have a smart office box. As you can see that it has the feature of an IPv6, typically for voice services, data router for internet connectivity, Wi-Fi for mobility, LAN switch for connecting the hardware, that is your desktop or your laptop, 32FX port for connecting your extensions, firewall for prevention services, security services, data storage for keeping a data repository, conferencing services for having a multi-party conference, and applications, that is a third-party applications to be integrated, or a Wi-Fi application to make my mobile phone as an extension. So this is a typical setup which an office setup organization looks out for, and this is something which we can offer as a service, as a office in a box kind of a solution. Now with voice, this being deployed in the office infrastructure, and if I'm sitting at home and if I want to have an accessibility to the voice infrastructure, we give you a secured VPN solution, which will ensure that you're able to sit in your home and make your phone as one of the extension for making outbound calls. So what happens is you feed this tunnel, we're connected here, it is able to make calls through this particular IPPBX. I'm able to send and receive calls sitting in my house. So the beauty is that the other person is able to see my number as my office extension number and not my mobile number. So this is the benefit which goes off at this today's point of time. So typically when we talk about a case study for across the segment, okay, then so the overview is that the customers in the IT infrastructure were looking out to field for a desktop and management work with clients across states. The customer required connectivity, a secured connectivity for over 500 users in 36 branches. So as you can see in this diagram is that there are laptops and client machines which are situated, okay, and they are sitting at home. They want to have an infrastructure accessibility on a private MPLS network, and we wanted this integration to happen. So as you can see here, this clients, okay, they are able to have an IPsec connectivity, okay, from here to here, okay, and once it here, okay, we have incorporated the policies where they are able to get it connected on the MPLS network. So the beauty is that we are creating a hybrid network. That is, you have one place where you are having a public network, and at this you are having a private network, and you are creating an integration between both this particular clouds. So we were able to successfully deploy this particular solutions. The advantage is that the users were able to sit at home, they're able to work from home, and they are able to have accessibility of all the applications which are posted on the private network, okay, and this private network is in one of its data centers. So as you can see that what kind of a integration that we have done in successfully implementing this kind of a solution. So this is so no doubt what we say is that today when we are in a lockdown situation, or we could be in any form of a situation, and we are not able to make use of our office infrastructure. No, that's a statement. Okay, today we are able to prove that no doubt we are anywhere across the globe, and if we want to have an accessibility to our services, we in Tata Tele Business Services have solutions which can definitely go seamlessly and offer the services to our customers. And whatever solutions we offer, we ensure that the credibility and the security of the organization remains intact, because no solution can go without the active security compliances in place, and we in TTBS ensure that we do that. With this, I end my session here. If you have any questions, probably you can ask me. I'll be very glad to assist you on that front.
Thank you so much, Manish, for your insightful presentation. And now I request to each and every attendee, if you have any query or any question, please post in the chat.
Hello. Yeah, hi Manish.
Please post in the chat box so we can take ahead. Meanwhile, we are doing a feedback poll. So I request to all the attendees, please go to right hand side and there is a poll button. You can see over that feedback poll. So please take a part in feedback poll question. The first feedback poll is overall experience: excellent, good, average, below average, poor. So any of them you have to select. Your feedback is very important for us. So request to all the attendees, please take a part in feedback poll. You have 10 seconds to answer the feedback poll. On the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much. Next feedback poll. Speaker insight. Excellent, good, average, below average, poor. So you have to rate the speaker. You have 10 seconds to answer this poll. Please answer the feedback poll so we can improve our speakers' insights. Thank you so much. Now you have a third feedback poll on your display. Products insights in the presentation. The time starts now. You have to answer the product insights so we can improve our product presentation in our virtual events. On the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much. And the last poll is overall experience, overall platform experience on your this virtual event. You have option excellent, good, average, below average, poor. You have 10 seconds to answer this poll. On the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much. If you have any query or any question, I request you please write down in the question and answer box. You have 1 minute to write down your questions. On the count. As of now, there is no questions. I request to all the attendees, if you have a query or questions, please write down in the question and answer box. Okay, thank you so much to all the attendees to attend this virtual event on time, and also thank you so much for your take a participant in the feedback poll and poll questions. If you have any question and if you have any query, please reach us in our social media handle, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. And if you have any query, please reach us in our website, www.tatateleservice.com. Our toll-free number is 1800-266-1800. Thank you so much. End of this webinar.